For well over a century, the soundtrack of our world has been the internal combustion engine. It's that familiar, reassuring thrum, a series of controlled explosions turning petrol into motion, that has powered everything from the humble family runabout to the most exotic supercars. It's a technology we understand, one that's been refined and perfected over countless decades. The infrastructure is everywhere. You're never too far from a petrol station, and a 5-minute stop is all it takes to brim the tank and be on your way for another few hundred miles. This magnificent convenience is why, even today, the vast majority of cars rolling off production lines still rely on this tried and tested method of getting from A to B. It's the default setting for personal transport, the comfortable old jumper of the automotive world. However, a quiet but persistent change is underway. The world is waking up to the fact that burning fossil fuels might not be the cleverest long-term plan. Concerns about air quality in our cities and the broader climate have pushed car manufacturers to explore alternatives. This has led to a fascinating new chapter in automotive engineering. One where the familiar grumble of a petrol engine is being challenged by the near-silent hum of electric motors and the futuristic hiss of hydrogen fuel cells. These new technologies, once the stuff of science fiction and quirky concept cars, are now becoming genuinely viable options for the everyday driver, growing from a tiny niche to a significant slice of the market in just a few short years. The shift hasn't been instantaneous, of course. For a long time, alternative fuel cars were seen as a bit, well, worthy, but dull. They were often compromised in terms of range, performance, and, let's be honest, style. They were the automotive equivalent of a sensible pair of orthopedic shoes. People bought them to make a statement about the environment, not because they were genuinely desirable objects of engineering. This perception created a significant hurdle. For a new technology to truly succeed, it can't just be good for the planet. It also has to capture the hearts and minds of the public. It needs to be exciting, forward-thinking, and something you'd actually want to show off to your neighbors. This is where the story gets interesting. The transition from niche curiosity to mainstream contender required a catalyst, a disruptive force that could fundamentally change how we perceive these new types of cars. It needed a company to come along and prove that an electric car didn't have to be a slow, strange-looking box on wheels. The stage was set for a revolution, but it wasn't one of the established, century-old giants of the industry that would lead the charge. Instead, it came from an unexpected upstart from Silicon Valley, a company that decided to throw out the old rulebook and build an electric car that was, above all else, incredibly cool. Enter Tesla. Before this American company burst onto the scene, electric cars were largely seen as glorified golf carts, admirable in their eco-friendly intentions, but utterly lacking in excitement. They were practical, yes, but they certainly didn't stir the soul. Tesla, however, approached the problem from a completely different angle. They didn't just want to build an electric car, they wanted to build a better car, full stop, that just so happened to be electric. They understood that to win over the public, you needed more than just zero emissions. You needed speed, style, and a healthy dose of futuristic technology that made traditional cars feel a bit old-fashioned. Their strategy was brilliant in its simplicity: make electric cars desirable. They started with the Roadster, proving an electric vehicle could be incredibly fast and look fantastic. Then came the Model S, a sleek, luxurious saloon with a massive touchscreen inside and ludicrous acceleration that could embarrass genuine supercars. Suddenly, electric cars weren't just for eco-warriors. They were for tech enthusiasts, for performance junkies, for people who wanted the latest and greatest piece of kit. Tesla transformed the image of the EV from a boring, sensible choice into a high-tech, high-performance status symbol. They made electricity properly exciting. This shift in perception had a colossal impact on the entire automotive industry. The established giants, who had been cautiously dipping their toes in the electric water, were suddenly forced to take it seriously. They could no longer dismiss EVs as a fringe market. Tesla had proven there was a real hungry appetite for high-quality electric vehicles, and everyone else had to scramble to catch up. This sparked a massive wave of investment and development, accelerating the transition to electric mobility by years, if not decades. The success of Tesla is the primary reason why today nearly every major car manufacturer has a growing lineup of battery electric models. As we stand here in 2025, the market is buzzing with electric options, but this rapid growth isn't without its challenges. We're seeing some signs of a slowdown in demand, and battery suppliers like Panasonic are feeling the pinch, adjusting their forecasts as the market matures. This slight wobble has created an opening, a moment for other ideas to come to the fore. While everyone was busy chasing Tesla and its battery-powered vision, one of Japan's most formidable automotive titans, Toyota, was quietly and diligently working on a completely different solution, betting on a different element entirely: hydrogen. While most of the automotive world was putting all its chips on battery electric vehicles, Toyota, a company known for its methodical and long-term approach, took a more diversified path. They have been pioneering hydrogen fuel cell technology for decades, convinced that it holds the key to true, sustainable, carbon-neutral transport. Their vision extends far beyond just passenger cars. Toyota imagines a complete hydrogen society where this abundant element powers not just our vehicles, but our homes and industries as well. It's an incredibly ambitious goal, one that positions them not just as a car maker but as a future energy company. Toyota's commitment is more than just talk. In early 2025, they unveiled their third-generation fuel cell system, a significant leap forward in efficiency and cost-effectiveness, slated for production in 2026. This new system represents a crucial strategic pivot. While they will continue to offer hydrogen passenger cars like the Mirai, their primary focus is now shifting towards the commercial and industrial sectors. They see hydrogen's real advantage in applications where batteries struggle: heavy-duty trucks, city buses, ships, and even trains. These are vehicles that need to cover long distances and refuel quickly, something hydrogen is uniquely good at. To make this grand vision a reality, Toyota knows it cannot go it alone. Building a hydrogen ecosystem requires immense collaboration across industries and borders. This is why they are actively forming strategic partnerships with other major players. A prime example is their work with the German car maker BMW. Toyota is supplying the advanced fuel cell stack for the new BMW 9/5 Hydrogen, combining Japanese fuel cell expertise with German powertrain engineering. This kind of teamwork is essential for standardizing technology and building the refueling infrastructure necessary for hydrogen to become a mainstream option. As a recent Toyota press release stated, creating a hydrogen society depends on working with like-minded partners. This focus on hydrogen puts Toyota on a direct collision course with Tesla's battery-centric empire. It's a bold and risky strategy, especially given Japan's lag in adopting battery EVs, a situation that has drawn criticism and poses economic risks for the nation's famed auto industry. Yet, Toyota is doubling down, betting that in the long run, a single solution won't fit all needs. They believe that while batteries may be perfect for smaller passenger cars, hydrogen will be the undisputed champion for the heavy-lifting, long-haul work that keeps our global economy moving. The developing rivalry between battery electric and hydrogen fuel cell technology presents a fascinating fork in the road for the future of clean energy and transportation. Each technology has its own distinct set of strengths and weaknesses, suggesting they might not be mutually exclusive competitors, but rather complementary solutions for different jobs. Battery electric vehicles, championed by Tesla, excel in the world of personal transport. They are highly efficient for daily commutes and shorter journeys, and the charging infrastructure, while still growing, is becoming increasingly widespread, allowing drivers to conveniently top up at home, at work, or at public stations. On the other hand, hydrogen fuel cells offer compelling advantages where batteries fall short, particularly in the realm of heavy-duty transport. Imagine a fleet of long-haul lorries. A hydrogen truck can be refueled in minutes, much like a diesel truck today, and can carry a heavier payload because fuel cell systems are lighter than the massive battery packs required for a similar range. This makes hydrogen an ideal candidate for trucks, buses, and ships that operate around the clock and cannot afford hours of downtime for recharging. Toyota's strategic shift to focus on these commercial applications is a tacit acknowledgement of this fundamental difference. The ultimate outcome of this technological duel will have profound implications. If Toyota's hydrogen bet pays off, it could not only secure their position as an automotive leader, but also help Japan mitigate the economic risks of falling behind in the BEV race. It would create a new industrial ecosystem around hydrogen production, storage, and distribution, potentially creating millions of jobs and establishing a new energy paradigm. This future would see a mix of technologies on our roads: quiet, efficient battery cars for city life and personal travel, alongside powerful hydrogen trucks and buses doing the heavy lifting for commerce and public transit. Ultimately, the competition between Tesla's electric vision and Toyota's hydrogen society is fantastic news for all of us. It drives innovation, pushes down costs, and accelerates the move away from fossil fuels. It ensures that we are not putting all our eggs in one basket. Whether the future is powered by electrons stored in a battery or by hydrogen gas in a tank, one thing is clear: the era of the internal combustion engine is slowly drawing to a close. The quiet revolution is getting louder, and the journey towards a cleaner, more sustainable automotive future is becoming more interesting and dynamic than ever before.